Hello, fellow Health Mavericks. Who loves that new little logo? Oh, come on, man. Jake did that in the little countdown. I'm excited, for today. After today's call, we're going to open up our massive list of health pros and invite everyone to this weekly call. But I wanted to do this first for our initial Zive Pro affiliates and, entrepreneurs, fellow entrepreneurs, because this is so much more than Zive. And I want to take you on a journey today about, this is probably a dream of mine since 2003. When we were in Venice Beach, California, and we had our nutrition practices, and I had our first licensee in Boston, Brad Leggett, wanted to take what we did, and I was building the program on spreadsheets, and that was like our first partnership. And then we created our first nutrition certification, and then we created our first online program. And even back in 2005, we are launching Health Pro affiliates and partnerships. And it's always been driving and building a collaboration and movement. And then I entered the MLM space, and we crushed that with Monavi and then with Janess. And then I said, okay, there's an incredible opportunity with Kyani, and we launched Nitro Nutrition. They licensed our nutrition program. We partnered on the products we made, and we created something really, really cool. And then once again, it was sold. So a lot of times in life, and this is probably the best lesson I can give, we're mavericks. A health maverick is an outlier. It's a free thinker. And that's what our system's about, free thinking society. So about 2.5 years ago, I sat with Abby, and I drew the visual I'm going to show you about what I think a Health Pro Coalition should look like. And what makes me excited about this is initially we thought as we launched Zive, this would be a Zive Pro. But at the end of the day, if I'm going to train on Zive, because there's other things we're going to be introducing, I'll do a separate video on that. But if I'm going to give my time every Tuesday at 3 p.m. and we're going to invite all our fellow entrepreneurs on it, I want to make sure that we're featuring, celebrating, and helping each and every one of you build your brand as a fellow entrepreneur, as a fellow health maverick, as a fellow free thinker. Because the world needs us, and the world needs what we're doing. And that's what this stands for. So you're going to see so much marketing that's going to come. These replays, there'll be a Health Maverick tab on my site, on our YouTube channel, on my Mark McDonald YouTube channel, and you're going to see this evolution. But today it's never about me. It's about us, and it's about you. And I want to share the vision I had 2.5 years ago, and really since 2003. But I was so happy. I was texting with Carrie today, and it's like, man, the calls that happened today, what happened last week. And I want you today for the next 20 minutes to vision cast what it is. And what was inspiring for me is this past weekend, I was with Lauren, and Lauren is getting a site from FitHive, which you're going to talk about. She's building her mini brand. I went to coffee with Hunter, and Hunter is building his mini brand. And then you have Ariana, who maybe doesn't want to build a brand, Hunter's wife, but she's the back end support for him. And that's what exciting for me is this is a multi-generational thing. Whoever you are, when Nicole Clay first got PhD3 certified, she got her kids certified. And being a health maverick is leading from the front. And what I realized is if we wanted to create a coalition of health pros, if we wanted to create a movement, if we want to lead events, from all my years of experience, we got to lead from the front. And that's exactly what I decided to do, and exactly what I hope all of you are doing. So today is the blueprint. It's a storytelling of where we are, what we have, and what visions that you can cast for yourself. And then every single week, I will be bringing on guests. I'm going to be featuring fellow health mavericks. I'm going to be featuring thought leaders, and we're going to start building this across the board on that. And I'm going to introduce new things, new ideas to each and every one of you. So if we want this, make a little noise. Let's dive right into it. So first off, just got to give Jake a big hand. Like, he made our Health Mavericks Hub. I love it, because that's what this is. This is our weekly hub. And this is great. This is earlier today. Nick Johnson is the #1 driver for Porsche. It's been a client of mine for 10 plus years. I worked with him, Joe Foster, and Patrick Dempsey, the actor. This is Diana, his business partner for KD Management. Nick now still drives, and he works with all these youth drivers. And I did a coaching program for all the youth drivers. Diana's very heavily connected in NASCAR and Formula One. The reason I'm sharing this is because we're launching a PhD3 program, and I'm going to be doing a boot camp with all the Hyundai drivers and Acura and Honda. So the reason I'm sharing this is because as you build your brand as a health maverick, just like I'm going to show you in a moment what we did with Dr. Anna, as you build your brand, we can bring you into these things. Like I see Bev Hire on right now. Why can't Bev Hire come? Why can't we pay Bev Hire? Why can't we bring her into the Hyundai boot camp and talk to the plant-based eaters? Beautiful. This is where I want you to start to think that this coalition, this partnership is about celebrating each and every one of you. This is Dr. Anna and I. We are just in Toronto. I introduced Dr. Anna to Super Patch. We both just filmed the infomercial for Super Patch. They're part of our coalition. Dr. Anna's on retainer with them. I just introduced her to Vinny as well. This is, as many of you are starting to understand, I'm a law of abundance guy, and I will create new opportunities for everyone. Nick, Vinia, Super Pat, Zive is all partnering with them. So as you start thinking about yourself as a brand, the value you can bring and why companies want to partner with you. Now, this is DJ Rancan. Man, we've done workouts around the world, and we did our plank and push-up challenge. And we're going to be launching a global challenge in July. Not just one brand, but all these brands coming together. DJ Rancan did an epic one. This is our live right there with music. And the reason I'm sharing this before I go on, I want everyone to see that, like, this is where you can be. Like, I see Lauren on right now, and I already think our next global workout, Lauren's going to be the high intensity example. Hunter for years, the high intensity example. Abby is going to be the moderation example. Like, that's the power of it. We have the modified, we have the super modified, we have the high intensity. It's about bringing everyone in. It's about all of these things, so we go side by side. So as your brand grows and someone sees a Lauren on stage, they're, oh man, Lauren should come do this at an event. Hunter had a company reach out to me that wanted me to do a workout for them. And I said, I can't, I'm too busy. At that time, I said, why don't you bring my son? Freaking hired Hunter to do that. Like, that's the power about this stuff. I want you to start seeing you being a health maverick, you being part of this coalition. Opportunity will come side by side. That's the power of everything that we're doing. Hopefully this is starting to make sense to you, because today's about vision casting for you. Then we go here. This is, planks and push-ups, just living as a health maverick. We got a Zula, got Hope right there, got a Zula on her head. And this was the vision. I remember 2.5 years ago with Abby on a piece of paper drawing this. And this is really what it is. And I want you to realize this coalition is a coalition of health mavericks, health-focused entrepreneurs. We are not focused on entrepreneurs that are not health-focused. Don't care. I want nothing to do with that. We want to focus on entrepreneurs. I forgot to shut my door right there. We want to focus on entrepreneurs of the studio, entrepreneurs who are health-focused. And that's what this coalition is all about. It's about you being part of this. Now, what I realize is that you live it, you share it, you build it. This is part of, as a health pro, as a health maverick that's health-focused, it's about you're the thought leader. So I want everyone to first realize that you are the brand. Say it out loud to yourself, whether you're live with me today or you're watching the replay. You are the brand. It starts with you. And this is why we have the partnership with FitHive. This is why so many of you have your custom site, because we had to lead the way on this. So number one is you're the brand. Number two, you have to create some type of program and education that can support that, whether it's PFC3, whether it's something else you love, whether it's Sue Hisman Melt Method, and then products. Products make a difference, but we vetted products. We're in our ecosystem, in our coalition. It's not, no one's invited. The only people who are invited from a product side are the people who are thought leaders, unique, powerful, not one company really doing this. So I'm going to share the vision, because part of this is leading into the events that we're going to be doing, the consumer event and the Health Pro experiences. And all of this is designed directly for you. Part of this Health Maverick, what we're doing as Health Mavericks and this Health Pro Coalition, is to speak to you where you are and to help you every step of the way. Myself as a health pro, and Abby and I, we've been doing this since the 90s. And there are multiple runs that we made that we could have stayed on that path, but it just didn't feel like it was the best path for us. So we've had to pivot and pivot and pivot. I can finally say, for the first time in our life, we never have to pivot again, because what really matters is we own my brand. We have equal interest in PFC3. We have equal interest in Zive. So the things that we own can never be taken from us. And then we have incredible collaborations with companies that we believe in. Now, we don't own those companies, so they could leave. So the most important thing is making sure that you own your brand, your mindset, your philosophy, your website, the things you teach, so that something can't be taken away from you. And then you can create collaboration. Some of them work great, some of them don't. Everything could be a stepping stone. I shared yesterday the heartbreaking news that John Brankus committed suicide. An amazing man, an amazing visionary. And when I met with John and Rob Vaca, Rob, who was one of my dear friends, I saw John and I loved his vision. I loved his energy. And we agreed at that time to do a show. And then we launched Food Freedom on that show. And Food Freedom was an incredible opportunity. And we brought in a lot of sponsors. And what ended up happening is I realized in that year, as great as it was, a lot of the pressure kind of fell on my shoulders. Like the management of the sponsorships, companies coming in, the amount of money we generated for Brinks, and the work ethic. And then we got offers from ABC and to meet with Dr. Phil's, and my agent reached out. And at the end of the day, Abby and I sat down and she said, "Do you really want to do this?" And I said, "I don't." And so as great as that year was, it was time to move on. Now, the good news is PFC3s, everything else we were doing was still going, but it was a moment in time partnership. And I'm sharing this because as a health maverick, you might have a run with a company or a partnership for a moment in time, and then you might have to step away from it. It's important to understand every single week, we're here to share this, to grow together, to open up the chat, to do this side by side so that we can crush this together, because you determine your greatness, you determine your consistency. Okay, now let's talk about this as we think about being a health maverick. The first thing is this: you need the website. And, I'm not going to repeat this on future calls, but as our first Health Maverick Hub, I wanted to kind of walk you through all of our years of experience brought us here, taught us that we needed a site that really allowed me, because we talk about the three types of money: money for time. So my speaking and my coaching, one-on-one, that is my cash flow, and my consulting with other companies, because I'm a brand, companies come to me. So what's my cash flow? Second, how do I duplicate myself? I wrote books, 100 Days of 1%, PFC3. So many of you are partnered with PFC3 or other programs. Well, that's how you can duplicate yourself so that you don't have to, at the same time, just keep selling your time. And then products, either products that you make or products that you're partnered with for residual revenue, as well as membership subscriptions. So the first thing as a health maverick, you have to think about your website and your social media. Those are the two things. And I'd say, I'm not going to do a full social. We're going to have future trainings on this. But ideally, I'm 52. So for me, my hot socials, and I'm a speaker, are going to be Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube. Like those are my skill sets. I have TikTok. It's a love-hate relationship with TikTok. I really never go on it. Like we have our social, like Mandy does that, Ariana posts it. So it's there, but I get it. But someone like a Lauren or a Hunter, like in that age demo in the 20s, like Moog, that's a TikTok central right there. So like based on your age, based on your skill set, if you're a dancer, if you're a singer, if you love comedy, like Abby loves comedy. So she's going to do better on TikTok than I'm going to do. But it's not that I'm not funny, everybody, because I am funny, but I'm funny in probably a way that, that it's not intentionally being funny. It's just people can laugh because I do things that might be considered funny. So a lot of times you got to choose your social. So the first thing as a health maverick is, where are they connecting? Abby's laughing at that because she knows that's true. Where are they connecting with you? How are they focusing on that? And part of this is why we partner with FitHive, which I'll show in a moment. So the first thing you got to think about is, okay, what's going to be the flow for you? Then I realized in this coalition is we needed a program. We had Venice Nutrition. We still have that site up. But we wanted more than just Venice. We wanted a partner to share ideas with, to collaborate with. And Carrie Lipoli has been the greatest. We just launched the PFC3 certification. We just launched the Inner Circle. Carrie's mindset is different than my mindset and Abby's mindset. And the combination of it allows us to do something really, really good. Body, mind, lifestyle. The learning portal, partnering with Kajabi. Carrie introduced me to Kajabi. I knew about it, but I never used it. And it was golden on that side. About the program, about the flow, about the podcast. Then the certification that we launched. Then we talk about all of these things as health pros. So when you think about being a health maverick, so many of you now through PFC3, you still have your own brand, but you're part of the community, you're part of the culture. You're able to work with a race car driver and leverage PFC3, but at the same time, so you're coaching. This is what we wanted to do in a scalable fashion. Now, PFC3 is one of the partnerships you can have. Maybe it's Melt Method. Maybe it's other things that I've never heard of before that you love. As a health maverick, as an entrepreneur, the thing is the brand is you. You are the brand. And then you need some type of program and education that connects. If you just do products, because I see too many people do this, they become an influencer and they're just selling a product. Products come and products go. As great as they are, they don't change lives. I'm telling you right now, as much as I love Zive and it has enhanced people's lives, but you are not transforming your life with a product. With an education, you are. With the proper support, you are. So this is, as we've done this before, how you partner with and who you choose to. It starts with you, and then you choose programs that you can actually partner with that can grow. So once again, I said we got to go out and do that. We have to change how the world looks at food, which is our mission, and to empower fellow entrepreneurs and health mavericks to create financial freedom so that they can do what they want to do. We had to create the flow for that. So the program was part of that. That's what we talked about. The Mark McDonald TV, my site, and all of the other sites that are partnered with us using FitHive and beyond. My PFC3, but then came back to Zive, because this is what's really helped with Health Mavericks. When we launched Zive, SideView Ventures is our partner on Zive. You know, Michelle Lemon's been my agent for years, and Billy Glenn, I've known. They brought me into my first MLM partnership with Monavie, and they had a company called Tree3, and we thought, okay, it looked okay. Fast forward, it was not the right affiliate platform, because what we want is a coalition. I know a company called Everflow, which is a great tracking mechanism. And when you have products, there's two types of affiliate platforms. There's one that's like a shared network, which I don't want because they market to your people, or a closed network, which is Everflow. And then you choose the companies that you want to partner with. So Zive now, we build this out. It's taken us a year to actually lay out the blueprint. Super Patch is launching a two-tier affiliate program with Everflow, as well as Stemmergen did, as well as Vinia. All of these are going to be introduced within the next couple of weeks. And the reason why this matters is because you don't have to worry about the MLM side to it. You can worry about the simple stuff of you sell something on your site, in your shop, and you can grow. If it comes to you, you coach them whatever service it is, whether it's speaking, whether it's coaching, and then clients come to you and say, what product should I use? You can do that. These are all lifetime commission. They're all using Everflow. It's all clean, it's all simple, and it's scalable. And this is the vision that 2.5 years ago, and now we have the right partners in place. And because FitHive is part of the whole thing, as people come in and they do the site, and we're going to launch another tier site for FitHive, this allows you to grow. You can look at the markmcdonald.tv as like the big package. LaurenChrisman.com is coming. HunterMcDonald.com is coming. These are going to be websites that are going to be lower tier for people who want to start their coaching business, that want to share products and have social media that begins on it. It's all about growing from that. Okay, does this make sense, everyone? Give me a 1 if you're following everything, if you're seeing the vision of what's coming. How to grow from this. Okay, I love that. Let me see any more 1s on that side. Now, when we move here and we go on from Zive, it was also about, from right here, about the partner with Zive. So we needed, just like with PFC3, how we had to create not just a direct-to-consumer, but a partnership with fellow health professionals and health mavericks. Same thing with Zive. Building off our affiliate platform, 25% off every order, no matter what, lifetime commission. And then we moved into our portal. When we look at our resources page, so Vinia, Super Patch, Stemmergen, they all have resources page. So everything you see in Zive, the consumer emails, the Health Pro emails, they have all been duplicating work on this for the last 6 months. And then the same back end. So when you partner with these other products that we're going to introduce to you, at the end of the day, you can decide if you want to partner with them or not. I've looked at my ecosystem. Gut health is Zive. Zive 7 is the product we're going to run with, and that's our gut health product. We're not introducing new products. I don't want to be a manufacturer, just like I didn't want to be a manufacturer in 2005. I feel like we made our best product we've ever made. It's our 4th version. We're going to hang our head on that, and we're going to run with Zive 7. That's it. So as you know, that's the last product we're going to make with Zive. It's the only, first and only, and the best. Vinia, is a blood flow company. They're publicly traded, called BioHarvest, and they are pure blood flow. And what we did for years with Kyani and my body was nitric oxide. They have multiple aspects, capsules, coffee and tea. They're about to launch a chew, then they're going to launch a hydration. You have Super Patch, which is not chemistry, but physics, neurological homeostasis. You have Samrigen, which is stem cell. You have Purus Mushrooms, which we're working on making sure that they're scalable with Dan Miller. You have Sue Hitzman with the Melt Method. These are collaborations that we're doing. And I'm sharing this with you because Rex Crane just met with the CEO of Vinia. Dr. Anna just met with Vinia. So as you build a health maverick, as you're a health maverick, we can introduce you to these different companies that will then partner with your brand. Nick Johnson is going to be the gateway for these products into automotive sports. This is how we all do it. So it works with that. And that's it. Okay. We only had to. Oh, someone said, do we need to slow down? Abby's asking questions. Everyone's understanding, right? We got it? Okay, we got it. They got it. So that's how we flow from there. And then we move in this direction. So this is kind of where you think about, if we go back to the coalition side to it, your brand, education programs, and then products. Dave Asprey started a biohacking conference 10 years ago. He just did that. You're going to see the events that we're going to do and be in this coalition, that we're going to be able to come together. We're going to be masterminding from this side and growing side by side. Now, when we talk about your site, the next step is going to be your social. How are you doing your social? How is your links page on your social driving people to your offerings, driving them to what you're doing and how you're implementing on that? This is all part of this coalition where the goal is to help elevate each and every one of you so that you become a marketable brand as a health maverick, that you are strong, solid on your different platforms, have a website, and we implement that. And I'll just be honest with you. I'm not like, as I talk to these companies who bring me in as a consultant, I'm not an influencer marketing dude. I just don't, what I talk about so much is I hate if I go on social media and it's just a bunch of influencers talking about a product they have no relationship with. That's never who I am, nor do I care about it. What I want to partner with is a heartfelt, authentic people who have a real story that want to make a difference. And they're not just selling a product. They're selling something, a vision, a movement. They believe in what they believe in. And the products are simply just additional things that go with it. That's it. That's all we want to implement on that side. That's what a Health Mavericks all about. We want outliers. We want visionaries. We want drivers of messages that want to partner together and do this side by side. Now, once you have this, we then move into, if I come here, we have our clubs. So no one has to be part of this, but this is the vision you want to start to see. Our PFC3 club. We talk about, if I could go right here, our PFC3 Health Pro Club. That these are going to be things that you can implement with Zyve. If we come right here, and I know I have to reset this because of Facebook, but Zyve Alive, our gut health community, every Monday night, Dr. Anna and I, every Monday night at 9 p.m., Dr. Anna and I are talking about gut health, that we just open that call to everyone. Every Monday night, PFC3, we're doing this. We're doing our PFC3 member coaching call. Every Wednesday, we have our PFC3 Health Pro call. That's for all our certified coaches. And then we talk about Zyve Pros. Now, this is what I want you to know on this thing. You're going to see the Health Mavericks Hub. That's going to be moving. You'll see it on our YouTube channel, and we'll drive on that. The Zyve Pro Facebook community is not going away because there's an army of people who sell Zyve. And that's going to be where we're going to give our Zyve updates, and we're going to focus on this. People who are partnered with Zyve and that will sell that. These lives will go in there as well. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because Super Patch, Vinia, Stemregen, and other partnerships that we want in our collab they're copying everything that we're doing. They're copying the email strategies. They're copying the marketing strategies because this is what you want. If you're going to partner with a product company, you need to make sure that it's a lifetime commission, that the affiliate commission is high enough that it makes sense for you, that you're being paid not every 90 days, but every 30 days or twice a month like we do with Zyve, and that you're able to, that once you bring someone into the funnel, that there's a proper email campaign. So the consumers are getting weekly emails to keep them engaged, to keep them reminding to order. That when they go to that site with your affiliate link, using the Everflow link or your QR code, that they're actually being able to there's a proper abandoned cart campaign. There's a proper reorder campaign. There's a proper monthly subscription campaign. These are going to be the things that you want to look about, because for you want to realize that once you put it on your site, that is the goal that people are going to, and everything funnels through you. If they follow you on social, you want to drive them to your links page, to your site, so they connect with you. And that you're either doing cash services, you're doing duplication services, either selling books or programs, and then you're focusing on products. This is how you build something special. This is how you build a brand. And that's what a Health Maverick is. We are not interested in partnering with affiliates to sell products. We are not interested in people in their basement selling stuff. We are interested in partnering with entrepreneurs and health mavericks. I had a call with Dr. Larry Andrew, who runs a huge hormone clinic. He has 2 clinics in Salt Lake City. He's the #1 seller of Zyve out of everybody, because he buys in wholesale and he drives it and drives it. And now we're duplicating his model, and we're going to create some type of financial package for him that he's going to be able to drive this through all the other hormone clinics throughout the United States. Same thing that we're doing, Dr. Anna and Robert Greer, for the digestive clinics. The reason I'm sharing this with you is because you, as a health maverick, you might have an opportunity that you can come to us and we can say, let's work on a deal, just like we're doing with Nick in the racing side. This is how this Health Maverick Hub and community works for us to grow together. It could be as simple as you want with your site, coaching, referring, or it can be as robust as you want it to be. Okay? I love it. Angie loves it. That's the power of it. This is what the coalition and this being a health maverick is all about. Now, as we wrap, got 2 things to share. Fit Hive. You know, Sonny and Joe, I went to them, and their gym, Fit Hive, Coach Steph Sharp Ward introduced me to them, and they have 200 gyms, and they do gym software. And I said, you guys need to do brand software. And MarkMcDonald.tv was born. And then now, Rex, now you have 50 sites later. Fit Hive is partnering with PFC3, and they have a package. And now we're working on the lower start package. Lauren's going to be an example of that. She'll be the face of that, our 22-year-old. You're going to have Hunter. It's going to be the face of that 20-year-old. And then we're going to have other health pros and budding health enthusiasts that are going to be that. A little lower price point, but still not as robust, but really good for where they are. And then they can always move into the big brand, which would be considered MarkMcDonald.tv, DrAnnaToker.com. But this is where strategic partnerships, because I don't want to be a tech person. So this is the power of Fit Hive. We then move into here. These are the products we're getting ready to launch. Super Patch, we just had an epic plank and push-up challenge, 15,000 plus hashtags, my Super Patch challenge. Sale, they had their best month in May. They have an MLM arm, but you're going to see a new health pro movement that's about to launch. Vinny has never had an affiliate program. We're about to launch that affiliate program. They're using Everflow. They're copying Zyve. So when you see these three things, these are powerful products that you can use unique messaging for. And guess what? These different brands may want to do a special deal with you, just like I connected Marcellus Wiley to Vinia. They made a special deal. There's always opportunities that can be connected as your brand elevates. Melt Method, we're about to launch something big with Sue Hitzman. Purist Mouth through STEM Regen, my brother Christian Japor, they were just the title sponsor at the Biohacking Conference. What we're committed to is bringing in products that we love, that we believe in, that we personally use, that work in our ecosystem. You don't have to represent them. You don't have to sell them. It's totally up to you. You can choose what you want to represent. What I'm sharing is the way you're as a health maverick, the way you can build and diversify your income strategies so that you can make the revenue that you want, is to understand the flow of how this happens. It starts with you as the brand. You then need to create some education, because education creates support. One of my greatest gifts is community building, leading with my heart and building movements. When you can do that now, and the goal that you always, I've said this before, you want to find one person, you then want to find 10 people, you then want to find 100 people, and then you want to find 1,000 people. Once you can find 1,000 people that are part of your tribe, that are part of what you do, everything is possible. Because you can build a movement. You can change the world with 1,000 people. That's the power. These are the numbers you want to start thinking about. Think about your coalition, think about your brand, think about the programs that you love, and think of the products you want. This is what the Health Maverick Hub is all about. Every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Eastern time, I'll be doing this. I'll bring guests on every single week. You're going to see us start doing big email campaigns to drive people to these calls. We're going to build a YouTube channel. So over the next couple of weeks, you'll see it go. You'll get weekly emails on this. But this is what it's about. Every single Tuesday, I need to realize if I'm going to do a call, it can't be about Zive affiliates. If I'm going to make time to do a call every week, it's got to speak to my heart. This has been my vision from the very beginning, as Abby could attest. Change how the world looks at food and help fellow health professionals create financial freedom to the point where they can do what they want to do and help the people they want to help. We have a world to change, and we're going to do it side by side. Love you, fellow Health Mavericks. Be proud, be loud. We're just getting started. See you next Tuesday. And if you need anything, reach out to me. Massive hugs, everyone. Bye.